Hey, Chespirito, how are you? How are you, Chespirito? Glad you're here. Mhm. Oh, that's good. Hey, well, let's see now. Oh, I'm doing fine, thanks. Oh, that's good. Well, there's a story I want to tell you guys, a ghost story. Something that happened like back in the early 1960s. Let's see. Something happened on this road back in the early 1960s. Well, the story goes there was this restaurant. The restaurant is no longer there. Yes, the restaurant is no longer there. People that pass by there, they say the building, oh, it's old and it's in ruins. But sometime around there was this young nurse from the city of Mexicali. So first, I want to explain what's the name of this road. This road is Highway 5. It connects, it's in Baja in Mexico. It connects to Mexicali, the capital of Baja. It goes all the way to San Felipe. In San Felipe, it's a beach resort town, and it's very popular among a lot of people in California and Arizona and Mexico too. Very popular. They go there to fish, to party, because it has some great beach, some great. It has some good water and everything. Okay, okay, that's the well legend. Well, the story goes that this woman was on the side road waiting for a bus or a ride to come up, but nobody thought that was going to be her last day. No, no, it's more near Yuma. It's more in the eastern part in Yuma. It's like in the desert part of LA. It's from San Diego. It's about this road. It's about a 4.5 hour drive from San Diego. This road, yeah, but it's much nearer the Yuma Desert with Arizona and Calexico. Calexico is the nearest U.S. town. much nearer connects because because Mexicali it's on the border with Calexico, and that's a near town. So the story opens that one day this young nurse was on her way back to Mexicali, and 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 these guys who were these hoods or something, which psychos or whatever you want to call them, lure her away. They told her, "Hey, you want to ride?" And she said yes. They gave her a ride, but the hoods had different plans. They were not going to take her to Mexicali, to her home. What they did is the hoods decided to drive into towards the mountains, into the countryside, into the desert, as far as they can be from the road. And what they did is they took her over there, they kidnapped her, they beat her up, they brutally raped her and left her to die. There. And several days later, a person that lived around there discovered the body and called the cops. Called the cops. The cops, identified who she was. She was a nurse from Mexicali, that, and that's what it is. But legend has it that if you drive by there at night, because in Mexico, when you go through when you're Mexico, they use the metric system. For example, they say, for example, like if you're in Chicago, something, say they use the metric system here in the States, okay? In the States, okay? In the States will be like, say if you're in New York, and they'll say it's about 300 kilometers to who knows, New Haven, Connecticut, or Trenton, New Jersey, somewhere like that, kilometers. But here we don't use that in the U.S. Down in Mexico and in most countries they do that. In Europe and Africa, places like those that you. So so the exact place where she died, it is because to identify places on roads when they call it kilometer. She was found dead around what is called the kilometer 25. And legend has it that the man who found her, a couple days later, he heard a noise, some noise like if somebody was walking around his house, and he was the only guy that lived there. And he just went out and he took out his gun. He thought it was burglars or something. And when he noticed, he saw that the dead woman was right there. Mm-hmm. And later on, she disappeared. A few days later, the man died from mysterious circumstances that nobody knows what happened. If he had a heart attack or he fell, something, he just passed away. He died. And there's another legend about a man too who was driving around alone at night on that same road. They say that one night he saw her. And then he noticed as he was driving he saw her and about several hundred yards away she appeared, and then several other hundred yards away she appeared again, and he got so nervous and he freaked out that he crashed and he died. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it was this road that I'm showing to you. This is what the legend happened. Yeah, there's even a song that somebody wrote about it some years back, but it's called, they call it The Woman of Kilometer 25, they call it. Story. Yeah. So let me go find the city of now let's talk a little bit San Felipe. Oh, here it is. This is the city. This is San Felipe. Okay, this is the city. Yeah. Okay, this is the city of San Felipe, the city that you got to take that road in order to get here, to get there. You see? San Felipe, yeah. It's a resort town, you know, but it's a lot of people from like this, a lot of people, go there for fishing, for partying, for all kinds. And they go to this town. It's on the Sea of Cortez. Yeah. It's on the Sea of Cortez. Not a lot, doesn't have a lot of fancy hotels, but people, I don't know, people just love going over there. I mean, because it has, I think because of the fishing, the beaches. Because as you know, the Sea of Cortez, it's known as the World Aquarium, because of its fishing, because of its fishing wildlife they have there. In that part of the world, they call it. Yeah. Here's another cool picture of the beach. Here's another one. Here's another one here. Here's another one. Here's another one. They have like a. Yeah. See, it's not that. I mean, it does have its affordable hotels with everything, but it doesn't have like a Cancun or a place like that. But they just. Well, it had just boats, but not as larger boats. It's yachts here. Well, okay, this one is a naval yacht. It has its residential homes. People have there. A lot of Americans live here. A lot of them, like some, you might find some retirees who live there from here from the States. Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay, and here's a map. I'm going to show you now. Here we got San Felipe, yes, and this is the road. I'm going to show you Highway 5. It goes all the way to. This is they call the Salton Laguna, and here's the city of Mexicali right here. Mexico, the border town, and right here, this is the United States right here. This is Calexico. Right here. So this road right here, let me tell you stories about this road. This road for years no, this is not the road. Oh, wait a minute. I think okay, oh, here we go. This is the road right here. This road is a big mountain road. It's on the Sierra of Juarez, they call it. Yeah. And this road has a lot of legends, spooky stories. People claim they've seen ghosts. Some people have claimed they've seen witches, uh, strange creatures like gargoyles and everything. This road right here. But if it's scary, it's not scary because of that. It's scary because it's dangerous also. A lot of accidents have happened here through the years. Through the years. Through the years. They say many years ago, there was a nurse. We used to live in a nearby village here, a long time ago. And somebody knocked on her door and told her there was an accident and they needed her help because she was the only person around there who, with medical experience. So she didn't hesitate. She went over there to help. But as when she went over there and for some mysterious reason she just got lost. She never returned home. People were looking for her. They say, what happened to her? And as you see now, this is the road. This is where she got lost, on this road right here. But back then, it wasn't as like this. It was a lot more dangerous back then. There was a time when this was all dirt road and was, oh man. It was built back in the 30s. So it can reach the Tijuana, which connects to San Diego. And over here, right here on these mountains, that's the United States. That's the cross. This is the border right there. They say she never returned, but the legend has it that oh yeah, they say gold. One time they found gold here a while back like in the 30s or 40s. A friend of mine who passed away a while back told me this story because he knew somebody that had a gold mine here. I said, what the fuck? What? So what the road is, so this road you see, it's only one way. It's only one way. It's only one way. But if you want to, okay, this is like coming from Mexicali to Tijuana, which is going up. And then the other way, you want to go down, you'll take another stretch of the road, which is like maybe down there or something. Looks like it. So they never found the body. People say that the nurse sometimes, they see her, dressed in an old nurse's uniform asking for it, right? People claim 2 years have seen her. But the one that's muchly strange is the story of the of the truck driver who was on his way to Mexicali because his wife was going to have a baby, and he was excited and that. So one day he was excited because his wife was gonna have a baby, and and he was driving fast and he had an accident, but he survived. But what happened was that he got lost. He got lost on this stretch of road, and nobody found him. Nobody found him, and he was declared dead. As months went by, weeks and years went by, he was declared dead. It happened like around the 70s. This thing, and there's a legend has it there was a young truck driver. Several years after the incident, he was driving, and he saw this guy, with not shaved, unshaven, dirty clothing and everything. And he said, "Hey, fellow, you want to ride?" "Yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah." "Hey, dude, can you?" And the guy said, "Can you do me a favor? Are you going to Mexicali?" "Oh yes, I'm going to Mexicali. By the way, I have to. That's where I dropped my load. Okay, okay. Since you're going over there, go to this address. Here's some money, and give this to my wife. That's her name right there. My wife. Okay. Oh sure, I will. And how come you can give? No, 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 no. I'm pretty busy. Okay, but you can just drop me. When we reach to the next gas station. Like that. Okay, she'll know why and everything. Okay. The guy didn't. The guy didn't hesitate anything. He said, "Oh yeah, oh yeah." He was never found. That's true. So the guy didn't hesitate. He went to the address, knocked on the door. A lady said, "Hey, fellow, no, nobody lives in that house no more. They moved, but okay, they moved several years ago. But I'll tell you where she lives. Okay, there was a woman, a widower, who lived there, and she moved. They say after her husband died. Oh, husband died. Mm, okay, okay. But the lady said, but yeah, here's her new address. Okay, she lives several blocks from here. Okay, okay. So she went to the new address, knocked on the door, and said to her, "Hey, are you Miss so and so?" Mrs. Yes. "Who are you?" "Well, who are you?" Ma'am, I met your husband. Uh, well, around last night on my truck. I gave him a ride on my truck, and she gave me an envelope to give to you. My husband? I don't have a husband. I did, but my husband's been dead for the past 10 years. Ma'am, she said to give you this money, and you're Mrs. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I am. Okay, okay. I'll tell you the story. It was 10 years ago when my daughter was born. He was supposed to come home, that night. But um, but you know, he had an accident, and the police and fire rescues couldn't find him. So as weeks went by, they declared him dead because we're dead. So, oh, but man, I don't know, but this is the guy. That's. So the guy saw a picture of him. Oh my God, that's the guy I saw last night. Yes, that's the one you saw. That's my husband. Like I told you, son, he's been dead for 10 years. Oh, okay. The boy left. Yeah. So here's the envelope, okay? And I'm very sorry, okay, for you, okay, I didn't mean to barge in, like that, okay? But you have a good day. The guy left, freaked out because he just learned that he gave the ride to a dead person. Oh yeah. That night to a dead truck to a dead fellow truck driver who had died 10 years earlier on that road. Yep, a lot of accidents on that road. A lot of accidents. Yeah, a lot of stories about people finding. Now we're going to go to another place. Now we're going to go to another place. Now we're going to go to a place that for years So this place, since I was a little kid, has always freaked me out. The streets, the stretch of these streets have always, since I was a kid, they have always freaked me out. Okay, here. Now we're in downtown Tijuana. These streets you see here, these are streets, I know these streets since I was about 8 or 10, maybe much younger, but younger, I would say. These streets have always freaked me out. I don't know why, because it's probably because here on this corner, this is a funeral home right here. And over here, and over here, let me show you more here. And over here, about 2 blocks away, and over here, about 2 blocks away, right here, this is another funeral home. And over here, about several blocks away, there's another funeral home. I passed. There's another funeral on this street. Oh, not only that, so let me tell you another status here. Here, this house you see up here, let me zoom in. This house, it looks kind of like a castle shape. People for years have said that this place has been haunted. Has been haunted for years. I had never idea. This place. And let me tell you another story also. It's this is not a scary story, but it's a, I don't know if you ever heard the song of the Kingston Trio. Here we are in the Tijuana jail. I don't know if you ever heard it. Okay? The Tijuana jail that we're talking about used to be right here. Right on in this, what is now this park here. But it was shut down back in 2020, back in 2012, I might believe. It was shut down, and they built this park right here. They built this park right here. So now let's go back here where we came from here. Oh, this building right here. This building you see here, this building's been there, oh my God, since I was a toddler. But, you know, it looks like they remodeled it. It's been there, I remember, since I was a kid. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So right here on this corner, here's another funeral parlor right here. This building right here. Smaller funeral parlor right here. I think that's why, but this house right here, this, I'm going to give you, yeah, this movie theater. Saw a lot of movies there. As a matter of fact, I saw the original Rocky here once. And this old movie theater. They don't operate no more. It's been like that for years now. But here, several blocks away, there's this house that has such stories about ghosts, because of the crooked house, because of its window that's crooked. Let me show you the house right here. You see this window? You see the window crooked? You know why it's like that? Well, according to some people, they say that the relatives of the people that owned this house, when they inherited this house, built that because they, since they were into the occult, they say that if you make this, they say it will keep evil spirits away. Yeah, so they say it keeps evil spirits away here. Well, the legend has it right here. This used to be a doctor's office, but it's not like an orthopedic or somebody or somebody that works with people that let's see. Yeah, it's a doctor's office, but somebody, I think, somebody that works with people, with an orthopedic or something it is. People that have back problems with spine and everything. So many years ago, there used to be a doctor's office here also. The doctor, he was a poor doctor. And he would treat the people that used to live here in this neighborhood. I'm talking around like back in the 1940s. So the people will come in. His elderly mother would greet them with with coffee or water or anything, and tell them to have a seat. My son will be there to to that. So they say one day the people who lived there got a little nervous. They say, "Wow, you guys notice the doctor's closed? Why? Why? People had appointments and all that kind of stuff. They were sick and everything." So one day they decided to knock on the door and there was no one there. So they got more suspicious and they called the cops. The cops knock on the door, pop, 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 pop. And the old lady, the elderly mother, answered the door and the cop said, "Ma'am, I'm sorry to bother you, but these people here are concerned because of your about of how they're concerned. They want to know how you're doing." "Oh, we're doing fine. My son is here. He's busy right now with a patient." "What?" "Yeah, yeah, yeah. As a matter of fact, he's upstairs, and you can go talk to him. He's busy up over there with he's doing some work up there." Sure. The cop and several other people went up there, knocked on the door, and the doctor said, "Are you okay?" "Yes, I'm okay. Why?" "I don't know, but your mother said that you were here. You were busy here. We wanted to talk to you. We wanted to see if you were okay also." "My mother? My mother's been dead for several weeks." "No, no, no, sir. We just talked to your mother." "Hmm, I don't know, but she's been there for several weeks." "I don't know, but you people, I don't know what's happening. You trying to play a joke with?" "No, no, sir. We're not playing no joke with you. We saw your mother. She was up downstairs and told us you were here." "Hmm, okay, okay, okay." So the people went downstairs and they noticed the mother was dead, lying there, dead, like she'd been dead for several weeks. She was like she just dropped dead, boom. And then they went upstairs, and then they saw that the doctor had hung himself, but he just didn't just hung himself. He was dead for several weeks already. Probably was that the doctor that the doctor uh, found his mother dead, and just couldn't bear it. So he committed suicide. So as years went by, the several relatives came by. They took over the house. They took over it. They painted it. They did a whole bunch of stuff, and they built that this window right here. And they said it was yeah. It says it was a window. They say it's to keep evil spirits away. But you know what's the scary thing about this? Mostly why I'm freaked out? Because when I was a little kid, we used to go to this movie theater that used to be right here. Okay, that now it's a theater, community theater. We saw a lot of movies there. And sometimes we would walk home. We would walk home, and we would pass this house. And I'm telling you, it was around like early in the evening. It was dark. We would walk. Me, my brothers, sometimes glad we would just walk, turn here, walk about a block and a half away through here. And then you see these green stairs. We used to go through here because our house was up on top of this neighborhood over here. And from there, we had to walk several blocks to go home. Yeah. I'll tell you a story that happened. This elderly gentleman told me a story that happened to him, but this is kind of funny in a way. He said that he went to that same movie theater, and he went on I think on a late afternoon showing. I think like during the winter time or something. And when he got out of the movie theater, he had to walk these stairs to go home because he was so scared. He went to go see the movie The Thing, not the 1982 Kurt Russell movie. No, the original Thing, 1951 movie. And he said, "Oh man, I ran. I was about 11 years old at the time. I ran these stairs, like that, as fast as I can, like that, because he was so afraid that a big, tall monster was going to get him." Oh, The Thing. I don't know if you ever seen that movie, The Thing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. This place is always freaking me out, but it's not just this neighborhood. It's not just freaking out people and stuff like that. It has some great, interesting stories here, like this park right here. This park, well, there's some ghost legends around this park, but I'll leave that for next time, I guess. But I'll tell you, first of all, let me right here. Okay. Oh, it's not there yet. It wasn't. It hasn't put it. This is an old map. Oh no, here it is. Okay, this guy you see here, he's a rock legend. He used to live on. He was born in this neighborhood right here, and he lived there until he died several years ago. I think he passed away. I think it was about 2022, 2022, 2023. He was at the age of 80 something. He lived here. He was a rock and roll legend here. And, and you know who he taught how to play guitar? This guy. You know who he taught? You he taught Santana, Carlos Santana, how to play guitar. This guy, his name was Javier Batis, right here. In this neighborhood, in this road that goes up here, it's named after him. Now it's named after him. And right here, this used to be his house. Yeah, yeah. And he taught Carlos Santana how to play. Carlos Santana was impressed when he saw him play right here, right on this park right here on this park. Back in I think in the early '60s, he saw him play guitar, and he wanted to learn, and they became long life friends. They became friends right here. I used to go to this park when I was a toddler. We used to go there before the movies, before going to the movie right over there, that movie theater. We used to go to that park. And later on, we used to walk there. We were kids. Yeah, this park was named after a soldier. Right over here, this church right here, this church's been here forever. A lot of famous people in this town got married at this church. This church was called St. Francis. This is a Catholic church. It's called St. Francis of Assisi Church. Funny thing, this church right here, when they have services, it's always packed. It's always packed. Well, do you think you'll let? Yes, Santana. Yeah, Santana actually grew up in this place, right here, not too far from where I grew up. Not too far. This is where he lived. Around here, this is where he lived. He hung out in this park. Yes, this is St. Francis of Assisi Church here. And right over here, we're going to go now to the more to the heart of downtown, to the commercial areas now, where they have all the parks. Oh, this shoe store's been there. Oh man, since I don't know when. So this place right here, this is the tourist section. This is the tourist section, but there was a time, like in the 60s, like in the 50s, 60s, 40s, World War II. This is a time where you could find a lot of U.S. Marines and U.S. naval people here walking and partying around here, and teenagers from, especially a lot of young people from, from the States, because here they could drink because the legal age here is 18, and they could come here without getting carded, without waiting to get it carded. Yeah, there was a lot of discos and a lot of nightclubs here, but as you know, as the years 2000s came in, a lot of the cartel violence, and that scared a lot of tourists away. Yeah. So right here, this right here, this is where, if you ever have Caesar salad, this was where Caesar salad was invented. Right here. And here's his inventor. There's a picture of the gentleman right there. That picture, that's Caesar Cardini. He was an Italian immigrant that migrated to California back in like the 1910s and everything. And and when Prohibition started, bars, closed in San Diego because they couldn't sell no more beer because of Prohibition. So this town became really famous because of Prohibition, during Prohibition, because people from San Diego can come here drink legally. They didn't have to worry about going to some clandestine place, and drink beer and everything. Drink beer and worry about getting caught, getting caught by the cops. So right here, this restaurant, there was a famous cartel shooting. There was a cartel shooting here one time. One of the Arellano brothers, Ramon, shot a security guard here in this restaurant because the security guard told him something about not to do this. He was bad, and he pulled his gun and shot him. And as you go here, this right here used to be a big movie house. Inside here, this is where right here where you have all the graffiti, the white. That's where the announced the movies they were playing right there. Big theater. And down here, oh God, this. I'm showing you my childhood here. So right here, this used to belong to right over here. My dad, had his wholesale business right inside here. Right inside here, and right this house. This my dad's business was right here, and this is the house that used to be where the landlord used to live. And right here, this is a restaurant now, but there was also a restaurant back then, but with a different name. I remember I could just go there and eat, order what I want, and my dad would, and the manager of the place would just bill my dad. Oh man, this right here, this is not like a flower shop. Back then, there wasn't flower shops. Oh, what the? Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, yeah. StreamYards kicked me out, but I'm here now. Oh, good night, Just Beetle. Thanks for coming. Yeah, yeah, I'm gonna have to go now. But thanks for you. Thanks for anybody who was here, and good night, everybody.